Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the Everton News Daily. It's Friday the 13th of April 2018. Sam Allardyce has held his press conference ahead of the game at Swansea City. Some of the main headlines coming out of the press conference where he said Idrissa Gana Gueye is fit, should be able to start, which is fantastic news. Still arguably our best midfielder, our most consistent midfielder, and our most important midfielder as it is at the moment. So hopefully he'll start. He said Phil Jagielka should be fit as well. He had a bit of reaction to the weekend's game, but should be fit. Again, massively important. We have Jags in there. His leadership, the way he's got Michael Keane. Not got Michael Keane through games, that would be unfair on Michael Keane, but helped Michael Keane get better and better in the last few games. Having that leadership is so massively important. And also just keeping that back four, keeping a consistent back four with the goalkeeper, I think is hugely important for us, you know, from now to the end of the season. And really, for the whole season, it's so important. I think it's been one of our big downfalls this season. Has been, you know, the chopping and changing, and obviously the injuries, having no Seamus Coleman and having Leighton Baines off for 4 months, have been big as well. But chopping and changing that centre-back partnership has been a big thing for me. So having some consistency there is really good, and hopefully sees us get some positive results in the last few games. On Wayne Rooney, he said, you know, at the end of the day, that's what happens. You don't really want to see those reactions in public, he said, but that's football, and I don't think he's too concerned by that. He said that he spoke to him and everything's okay, basically, from that point of view. So he's talking in positive ways. He also said about Yannick Bolasie, obviously, when he went off against Liverpool, there's some ironic cheers, and a lot of fans sort of got on his back towards the end of that period when he came off. He said he didn't hear anything, and that's it. And so he didn't throw any more fuel on that. He said Sigurdsson, touch and go, whether he'll be back this season to play. Hopefully he does get back for maybe the last game of the season, or even the game against Southampton. Not for us, for him, so he can go to the World Cup with a bit of game time. You know, biggest opportunity of his life, this, going to the World Cup, representing Iceland. It's hugely important for the player himself. And I think, I've always thought, if a player, you know, whether we care about internationals, the player cares about internationals, and you know, that not getting to play in a World Cup or not being at your best in the World Cup, I think that's the most important thing. He might make the World Cup, but will he be at his best? I think that could easily affect his morale, you know, and you want the player at his best. We've seen, you know, before he got injured, he was coming back to somewhere near his best. Not quite his best, I don't think, that he showed for Swansea, but I think he was coming back to his best, and you want that for the player. And hopefully, you know, he gets back, and even if, you know, I suppose, as long as he's training and as long as he's working hard, and okay, if we don't see that much of him, it doesn't really matter. But as long as, you know, he gets back for himself, I think that's the most important thing. I don't know sort of how the question was framed, but on next season, Sam Allardyce said this. He said basically he would be looking to trim the squad down. He said there's about 10, maybe 10, 12 too many players in the squad at the moment, and he would trim it down to 25, 26, 27. He said you shouldn't have that many players in your squad. The Premier League obviously has 25 man squads, and he said you want to get it right down, which is interesting. But part of me thinks he's just on the wind up, if I'm honest. He'll obviously know about the things that have been said about him this week by journalists, what fans think about him, and I think he's on the wind up. Apparently it's in his autobiography that when he was leaving West Ham, he knew he was leaving West Ham, but yet he would go in press conference and talk about the next season and do it deliberately just to wind up the West Ham fans. So I don't know if he's doing that with us, but it wouldn't surprise me. The character he is that kind of person. Or he might just be putting his feelings out there that if he is still in the job, that's what he'll do. And to be fair, I can see where he's coming from. The squad probably is too big. There probably are too many distractions. You've got players on the sidelines that are, you know, become a distraction. You know, I know it sounds stupid, but always being asked questions about a certain player, you know, in training. Even, it sounds stupid, but, you know, how do you conduct training sessions when you've got 2 teams of 18? You know, you have to send some away to train with the under-23s. You know, just all those variations that you have to think about. 25's, you know, perfect, because, you know, if you've got a couple of if you've got 3 or even 4 goalies, and you maybe got a couple of injuries, then you've got balance then in the training sessions. So I can see where he's coming from, and that is probably right what he's saying. Most fans will hope that it's not his decision and he's nowhere near it. So yeah, so we'll wait and see. So, you know, he's said how important this game is and how positively he wants to finish the season off. And you know, he said he wants to obviously get as many points as he can, which is obviously what you want him to say. He also spoke about getting Liverpool, the points he got off Liverpool this season, which I just thought was very cringeworthy, but fully on Sam's brand. Not more you'd expect, really, is it? So that's about it. Obviously, it's not really a big game for us in terms of where we are in the league. It's a big game for Swansea. So, you know, most of the focus will be on them. There's very little focus on us. The press probably can't go into too much about his future, because there's nothing really being said, anything being said off the pitch. So, pretty quiet, really. Pretty quiet. So, there you have it. That's all it was. That's all Sam said. Not really anything going on elsewhere. I did notice that Bayern Munich had appointed a new manager today that literally nobody had heard of. I just thought that was quite interesting. I just thought whether that guy's name, I think it's Kovac, I think he was the Eintracht Frankfurt manager. He's got the job for Bayern Munich. I just thought that'd be quite interesting if he'd been linked with Everton. What Everton fans would have thought of a manager like that taking over Everton. Would they have took it? Because there's a lot of talk about what we want and who we want, and he seems like he's the Sean Dyche of Germany, if you get him, honestly. To be honest, not far off. I thought that was quite interesting. Maybe want to think about, maybe want to discuss what would Everton fans have thought of the manager that's going to Bayern Munich taking over Everton. What would your first thoughts have been? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the Everton News Daily. I'll see you later.